Hi, folks. This is Paul with Adventus. Really excited to show you another quick preview, a live preview of what I'm calling multi-building detection. Now, I posted about this a couple weeks ago, and I actually have some live examples to show you here today. This is really exciting if you're an insurance producer or an account manager and you're working on a lot of commercial properties that have multiple buildings. Now, specifically, I chose a multifamily apartment complex because those are pretty egregious. Look at this. This property here has 16 buildings, actually 17. I'm going to show you in a second. It has 17 buildings on this property. And for each one of those, they all got to go as a line item on an SOV. So you're going to go out there and try to get as much of this information as possible, and it's going to take you hours to put together an SOV. No more, no longer. Adventus will automatically do this work for you. So not only are we going to get you a ton of the COPE information with AI and get that to you in seconds with the help of AI, but then there's this really neat feature where we can now detect all of the buildings with this auto detect feature right there. We can detect all of the buildings on this particular property and then outline those buildings, get the square footage, and then for each, classify what it is, and provide all of the COPE details for you. So when you're done, all you got to do is click this button up here and it will spit everything out into a nice clean SOV for you. So what does this look like in practice? Well, let's zoom in here. Look at all these buildings here. I can hide the buildings here. Look at all these buildings on this particular property. For each one of them, they represent a lot of information that you have to gather. But with Adventus, what you can do is you can click on a particular building and then you see over here, all of the COPE details that we've gathered are automatically applied to this particular building. And you can see here, this is the square footage of the building that was determined by the roof outline. And then this is the total square footage determined by the number of stories. So it's going to get you that approximate square footage for each building on the property automatically. Now, the cool thing about this is that if you got different types of buildings on the property, because with commercial properties, there are different types of buildings. With apartment complexes, there might be a garage or a carport. We do the classification for you so that each building on this property is properly classified and all the correct COPE information is pulled in. Now, I mentioned earlier, there are actually 17 buildings on this property. I deleted one just to show you something pretty cool. Let's just say somehow the AI did not detect a building on the property. No problem. What we can do for you, or you can do yourself, is actually outline the shape of the building here to get a square footage of the building. I'm just going to do this roughly here for the sake of demo. Get you the square footage of the building, and you can add it to your SOV here in Adventus. It's going to pull through all of those details. You can classify it here, multi-building, multi-family structure. I'm going to move my head there. There we go. And then all the information is going to start to trickle in here for this particular building. Okay, one more thing. A lot of our customers have been looking at this and they're telling us, man, this would be super cool if I could send this map view to my customers, to my property owners, and ask them to look over the information and fill in the missing pieces. That's coming. You're going to be able to hit a share button, send a link to the property owner. They'll look at the same interface and navigate around the property in a much more intuitive way than maybe a spreadsheet. They'll know which building is actually which, and they'll provide missing information, confirm everything looks good. So by the time they're done, we've gathered information for you. They've looked it over. They've added the missing pieces, and you have one click to create an SOV. That's pretty badass. Really excited about that for anyone who's doing a lot of property. So if this is exciting for you, hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm happy to give you a demo, happy to give you a free trial, or go to adventusai.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.